People are always talking. People are always talking about how we need this free agent. We need this, that free agent. We need to go sign this guy. We need to go sign that guy. And everybody wants to sign every free agent under the sun. But there's this little thing called a salary cap, and that makes it a little bit difficult. And we knew the Detroit Lions went in to this year with about 20 to 25 million dollars available in the salary cap, and then you start doing the quick math of the guys that they signed. When you talk about Mosley for 6, Sutton for 10, you get Montgomery for 6. I'm talking 1 year on these. You've got a bunch of guys, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, we got to be there. Like, who are we going to get rid of? But in doing some further research, we have put ourselves in a really good position where we have enough money where we can go get another big name free agent. So in this video, I want to talk about the salary cap position, the position we're in. I want to talk about what free agents are available, including our own. And then I want to hear from you who you think is the one person that we still need to get on this team. Names that we're going to talk about. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk names, positions. We're going to talk wide receiver. We're going to talk tight end. We're going to talk linebacker. So we're going to go on all this. But first, let's take a look and see what their current is. Now, with the help of Over the Cap, below are the 2023 cap hits for the players the Lions have signed this offseason. Now, remember, this money will come due eventually. You can't just ignore it. But the cap hits on the front end are not as big as many people think. Cam Sutton is at 3.3, David Montgomery 2.9, Alex Anzalone 2.5, Kaminsky 2.3, Bugs 1.7, Matt Nelson 1.3, Will Harris 1.2. Pierce Bacher is at an even million, and about the same with Craig Reynolds. Emmanuel Mosley, I mean, it's a 1-year deal, so unless they throw a void year on the back of that thing, it's going to be close to 6. Graham's going to be close to 2. So the cap hits are they're pretty reasonable. And it leaves the Lions with a whopping $18.4 million still remaining, which I think is more than any of us thought. But pause. That doesn't mean we have 18.4 million to spend. It doesn't mean we have 18.4 million to spend. I also want to pause here for a second and talk about what this also means. He's adding voided years. I hate voided years. Like, I understand the idea of making your team good now. I really dislike kicking the can down the road. For example, we've got a couple of players. I think DJ Chark has a void year right now on his contract. I think we owe him $5 million this year, even if we don't play, even if he doesn't play for us. Whether he does or doesn't, we have to give him $5 million. If we sign him to an $8 million contract this year, we actually are giving him 13. So this is why I don't like void years, because when you void a year, it's just kicking money down the road for nothing. It's dead money for the most part. So Over the Cap estimates the Lions will spend roughly $8.3 million to sign their rookie class. Now, it's interesting that they say that because of our draft picks this year. Our cap hit came close to $13 million. So anyways, all said and done, here's where you see it. The Lions could have roughly 5 to 10 million left in cap space, depending how they're structured. Now, there are other ways that we can mess around with that. There's other ways we can mess around with that. Halapulu Vaitai. We can save $9 million if we cut him post June 1. Is Vaitai one of those guys that's maybe due for a restructure of his deal, maybe taking a pay cut like Harris did, so we don't have to straight cut him? I don't know if we need all 9.1 million. I mean, like, you may as well have it. I mean, if it's worthwhile. Graham Glasgow, his game declined a little bit. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. So, I mean, do you trust Glasgow being your starter for the whole year? Or do you want a guy like Vaitai in there and then Glasgow can be the depth piece? That's not what this video is about. So here's what I want to do. With that money that we have left, let's look at a couple of potential free agents that are remaining. According to PFF, these are the best remaining free agents, and these are guys that are going to come in that $5 to $10 million range, at least in the beginning. So I want you hit that comment below. Look, we don't respond to every comment. There's so many we can't. We love it. We love it. But we do read them. We read your comments. We learn a ton from all of you out there. So please hit us with those comments. If you want to guarantee that we respond to your comment, become a member. We respond to all the comments of members of our channel, so you can always join and become a member as well. But let's start with tight end Dalton Schultz. I thought this was a unique one for me. Dalton Schultz he's a good blocking tight end. And he's a good player. He was hurt a lot last year, really struggled with a knee injury. And I thought, hey, maybe this would be a good fit. We have safety Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, linebacker Bobby Wagner. That's interesting to me. I mean, Bobby Wagner has been around for a while. And last year, I mean, he's getting older, but look at his player grades. He still is unbelievable with an overall 90 grade. So yeah, sure, he's getting older. He played for the Rams last year, but dude continued to play at such a high level. I don't think we need another guard. Jadeveon Clowney, I'm not about the inconsistency there. Odell Beckham Jr., I know he wants to go for a guy for a team that's a contender. I just don't think I want to deal with the personality. Rock Ya-Sin, here's the deal. He should be getting about the same amount of money as Cam Sutton is, but the fact that he's still sitting around lets me know that maybe he won't be getting that. Maybe that $6-7 million is another one. Do we just triple down on corner and go for another corner back again? Marcus Peters is getting up there in age. But here's one, and ladies and gentlemen, let's just have a conversation about this. DJ Chark is still out there. He's in huge rumors right now with the Carolina Panthers. They say they want to get Thielen and Chark. He didn't have a huge year last year, but he was hurt. When he played, you can see the receiving grade. It wasn't bad. Toward the back half of the year, him and Goff really started to have that chemistry, and the offense really came together. He would kind of probably be our third option at wide receiver this year, which could help him in the injury side because he wouldn't be getting a ton of targets, at least not an overly large amount of targets, and I think that could go well for us. If we have the room, here's the question I have for all of you. Who would you rather see on our team? Would you rather see Vaitai or Chark? Because I think you can release Vaitai and get Chark for the same amount of money. But then you have to know that you're going to be drafting interior O-line in the draft. You have to do that. But I think it's easier. Now, Brad Holmes hasn't necessarily proven this to be true. I do think it's easier to get an interior lineman in the second, third, fourth round than it is to get a really good receiver, at least one that can be effective or a depth piece, especially an outside receiver. I don't think Quentin Johnson of TCU is going to be around in the second round. He's probably going to be gone in the first round. So you have to look at yourself and say, this isn't a super strong wide receiver class. Maybe bringing Chark back isn't the worst thing in the world, and maybe we need to put up some money for him. So here's what I'm saying. The Lions have put themselves perfectly to pursue a big name free agent. The question is, should we? And who? If we do, who? My votes are in two places. Okay? Bobby Wagner and bringing back DJ Chark. That's what I would say if we want to do this. But here's what I'll also say. Do it by getting rid of Vaitai or cutting money somewhere else. I don't want to sit here and just do low cap and then do void years and just really screw ourselves in the future. I don't want to do that. So let me know what you think. Look forward to the comments, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Hey, don't forget, hit that subscribe button.